Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. Recently, Jimin once again surprised ARMY with a sweet gesture that made hearts race. After such a long time without posting anything personal, he finally appeared on Weverse with a brand new selfie, and this time, with his iconic blonde hair. His smile was gentle, his face glowed naturally, and with just one photo, Jimin managed to bring us all back to a moment filled with memories. But it doesn't stop there. This surprise holds a much deeper meaning, especially when connected to Jungkook. So, what really happened behind this moment? And why are haters suddenly busy creating fake narratives about them? Let's dive in together. In that photo, Jimin smiled softly. His face glowed without any filter or heavy edits. His blonde hair fell naturally, bringing a fresh vibe that instantly sparked nostalgia. Many ARMYs were reminded of the past, when he often appeared with blonde hair in certain eras. Moments that now felt revived with just one click of the camera. Not only that, Jimin included a short but warm message. Are you having a good Chuseok? I hope you eat lots of delicious food and spend a happy time with your family. That simple message might sound ordinary to outsiders. But for fans, those words felt like a warm hug they had been missing. It wasn't just a formal greeting, but living proof that Jimin still thinks of them, even if he rarely appears on social media. That personal touch made fans miss him even more. No wonder, right after the post, Weverse was flooded with thousands of loving comments, prayers, and hopes that Jimin would be more active in the future. In his last live broadcast, right after attending the Dior event, Jimin promised to greet fans more often. That simple promise carried great meaning. ARMY knows very well that Jimin is not someone who talks too much, but once he makes a promise, he tries his best to keep it. Hope began to grow. This time, he really might show up more often, accompanying fans who have always been patiently waiting. And of course, along with longing for Jimin, fans are also waiting for Jungkook. It would be beautiful if both of them became active around the same time, sharing moments, showing their personal sides, and bringing back the warm dynamic that always shakes the world. However, as always, sweet moments like this never escape the shadow of negative voices. Haters seem to always wait for a chance to ruin the small happiness Jimin and Jungkook create. Even before there was official news about the travel program Are You Sure?, they were already throwing out absurd theories, creating fake narratives, and twisting facts. Ironically, those who claim not to care are actually the busiest. Every little detail gets analyzed. Glances, hand movements, facial expressions, even the pauses in Jimin and Jungkook's conversations. If there's a sweet moment, they immediately try to downplay its meaning. And when no new content appears, they go as far as creating rumors. One of them being the claim that Are You Sure? Was cancelled because Jungkook himself stopped the project. Dramatic narratives followed, as if Jungkook no longer wanted to be associated with Jimin. Some even dared to say he did it to respect another relationship. Yet, not a single valid piece of evidence supports that claim. The question is, how can empty speculations suddenly turn into facts in their mouths? Even more confusing, their narratives are full of contradictions. On one hand, they claim Jungkook had full control and deliberately cancelled the show. On the other hand, When Are You Sure? Was still filming, the same people insisted Jungkook was forced to join, as if he had no choice. So, which is it? Was he really in full control, or was he a victim? This kind of logic always gets twisted to fit their narrative. Jungkook is considered to have free will only when his choices align with their story. If not, he's instantly labeled as controlled or forced. But the truth is far simpler. The natural bond between Jimin and Jungkook is very real. No need for many words to understand it. You can see it clearly in the way they look at each other, in their comfort sitting side by side, or even in silence. Jimin and Jungkook can understand one another without pretending. This is what makes Are You Sure? So special. The show isn't just a company idea or a commercial project. It was born from their own dynamic. Even the show's title, Are You Sure?, came from their typical conversations, a simple joke that later became its identity. Everything happened naturally, just like their relationship, which grew from everyday moments together. No wonder claims that this project was originally prepared for someone else feel so ridiculous. that narrative was forced only to deny the truth in front of them. Interestingly, the energy haters pour out only shows how much attention they actually give to Jikook. They can say they don't care, but their obsession proves otherwise. Even before a single teaser was released, they were already restless, searching for reasons to discredit the two. And this is where the undeniable truth lies. Jikook always sparks curiosity, emotions, and even envy. When teasers or interviews for "Are You Sure?" eventually come out, the same pattern will repeat. Haters will say Jungkook was forced, that the idea was just a company strategy, and that sweet moments mean nothing. But true fans don't need such validation. They know Jimin and Jungkook speak through body language, through simple moments, through little things that can't be faked. What makes Jimin and Jungkook even harder to ignore is the fact that their influence in the real world keeps growing. Recognition for Jungkook's charm, for example, comes not only from ARMY but also from fellow artists. Bang Chan from Stray Kids once said after seeing the Standing Next to You dance challenge, "He's the same age as me, and I wondered, why is he able to dance that well? It made me think I have to work harder. But because he's so versatile and great at so many things, as a friend, I respect him a lot." These words reflect how Jungkook is respected in the industry, not just as an idol but as a true artist. His dedication made Standing Next to You surpass 1.3 billion streams on Spotify, making it the second song from the Golden album to hit that incredible number. This record also made Golden the Asian studio album with the most tracks surpassing 1.3 billion streams in Spotify history. On the other hand, the Grammy highlighted two iconic K-pop works that defined 2023, Jimin's Like Crazy, the first song by a Korean soloist to top the Billboard Hot 100, and Jungkook's Standing Next to You, described as one of the most standout tracks from his solo debut. This recognition confirms that both of them are not just local idols, but global trendsetters. Jimin has also shown massive influence in the digital world. In just 2 days, his Twitter post gained 30 million interactions, and as of October 6th, the total had surpassed 95 million. Fans are now working hard to push it to 100 million, an extraordinary milestone for a single personal post. In the fashion world, Jimin continues to shine. As Dior's global ambassador, he trended for 6 consecutive days, while the hashtag Jiminxdior nearly reached 86,000 posts on Instagram. His presence always creates a huge impact, not only for the brand but for the entertainment industry as a whole. Now, both Jimin and Jungkook are at a point where their influence goes far beyond music. They have become cultural icons, global symbols, and inspirations for millions around the world. Their relationship, both as individuals and together, is a reflection of hard work, sincerity, and closeness rarely found. And maybe this is what makes so many people uneasy, the fact that without needing an explicit confirmation, Jimin and Jungkook have shown that they can walk side by side, make history, and remain at the center of the world's attention. In the end, all the rumors, all the theories, and all the efforts to deny will never erase the truth. Jimin and Jungkook share something real. A bond that cannot be faked, one that continues to shine even when many try to dim it. They are not just idols, they are symbols of sincerity, hard work, and a special connection. So, what do you think is the real meaning behind Jimin's blonde selfie this time? Could it be a sign that he's ready to come back more often, maybe even alongside Jungkook? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the latest updates from Jikook Moments. See you in the next video.